Welcome once again to University of Tampa men's basketball. Tonight, the Spartans, 8-4 overall, 2-2 in the Sunshine State Conference, are taking on the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish, 4-7 overall. They lost 7 of their first 8 games, but they have won their last 3. A 3-game win streak, a 4-game win streak. Something has to give. We'll find out tonight here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center. I'm Scott Lynn, Jack Ikes alongside. We'll bring you the broadcast tonight as the women from Tampa defeated Palm Beach Atlantic 51-41 in the game that ended just a short time ago. Tonight, it's the men's turn. Last season, Palm Beach Atlantic went 15-17 overall, 9-11 in the Sunshine State Conference. They upset nationally ranked Barry in the Sunshine State Conference tournament before losing to Eckerd. Tampa, of course, last year went 10-16. And tonight, they're trying to win their 5th straight game. The last 5 games, the Spartans have scored 80 or more points, and they even scored 115 in a 17-point win over Shaw. We're just about ready for the national anthem, and then we will have the game between the University of Tampa and Palm Beach Atlantic. We've got it all for you right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Again, Scott Lynn, along with Jack Ike, as we get ready for the men's game. And Jack will have the starting lineups here in just a second, but this should be a very entertaining game tonight.
Well, it's going to be similar to the women's game in that the Spartans are right about the middle of the SSC. Palm Beach Atlantic is at the bottom, winless in conference play. It's a game where it's at home, and it's a team below you, and you must win those games.
All right, here's the starting lineup. First for the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish. Again, having won their last 3 games, they're 4-7 overall, 0-3 in the Sunshine State Conference. They were picked to finish 6th in the SSC preseason poll. Casey Carpinello is number 0, redshirt junior, 6'3", 180 pounds, a guard out of Boca Raton, Florida. Number 11 is Michael Stones, a 6'2", 190-pound senior out of Windermere, Florida. He's in his 3rd season at Palm Beach Atlantic after his freshman year at Dartmouth. Bakari Worthen, number 12, is the senior, 6'4", 170-pound guard out of West Palm Beach, Florida. Malik Barber is number 21. He is a 6'5", 220-pound senior out of Northport, Florida. Jules Jasmine, number 23, their leading scorer, rebounder, and steelmaker. He was the Defensive Player of the Week last week after a couple of nice games, and he is a 6'5", 200-pound forward out of Royal Palm Beach. David Balza, in his 6th year, is the head coach at Palm Beach Atlantic, assisted by Evan Sizemore. For the Spartans, number 1, Alberto Moreno, 6'3", 190-pound junior, 2-year letter winner out of Gran Canaria. He starts at 1 guard spot. Freddie Ibrahim gets the start here tonight. We'll tell you why in just a moment. Freddie making his 3rd start of the season, 6'3", 170-pound senior out of Mississauga, Ontario. Number 13 is Vincent Biffle. Biffle, 6'2" guard, 175 pounds, a 2-year letter winner, a junior out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Number 21, Anthony Gamble, is the leading scorer on the team, 17.2 points a game. He's had 6 20-point games this season. Gamble is a 6'5" forward, 215-pounder, redshirt senior, 3-year letter winner out of Riverview, Florida. And Marco Downer, the freshman, 6'9", 235 pounds out of Jamaica. Marco, number 34, is number 3 in the Sunshine State Conference in block shots at 1.5 per game. Richard Schmidt going for his 704th career victory here tonight. He's assisted by Justin Pekka in his 10th year. And the Spartans get the tip, and they'll have their first opportunity tonight. Moreno to Biffle. He goes to Ibrahim. Launches a 3. It's short. He chased it down, threw it back inbounds, and it went to Barber. Here comes the Sailfish. Worthen gives it up. They zip it around to the far side. Good people and ball movement here for the Sailfish early on. Again, they've won their last 3. Playing with a little more pep in their step tonight. Stones, 5 to shoot. Ball stolen. Pushed ahead by Biffle. Gives to Moreno. And it goes on a great block shot. That was Worthen who went up to get it. Now the Spartans almost got it back. And it's going to be a held ball situation. It will be Sailfish basketball.
Boy, if that doesn't set the tone of the game. Anthony Gamble thought he was just going to cruise in for a layup, and he had it rejected on his way up.
We are seeing the start tonight for Ibrahim because, as you all know, probably, if you're a Tampa fan, Pat Bacon, the leading scorer last year at 19 points a game, suffered an injury. Only played in 3 games this year. Broke his foot. He's out for the season. He's had surgery. Also, Devon Colley, who's the other point guard, he is out for an undetermined amount of time after being injured at Embry-Riddle on Saturday night. So you're basically going to be seeing Moreno and Ibrahim run the guard spot, point guard spot.
And not many other options.
Not a whole lot of options, that's for sure. Down into the lane. Oh, nice backdoor cut and going up. No good. And tipping it out was Downer. Ibrahim comes up with it. That was a nice backdoor cut there.
Yeah. Little Princeton offense.
Yeah. Vincent Biffle losing the handle. Picked up on top. Biffle to Gamble. Gamble had 32 points the last time you and I called his game here, right before Christmas. Ibrahim, nice drive off the iron, no good, and going up over the top is Marco Downer. He's called for his first foul.
I've noticed that immediately is that Anthony Gamble is not getting a lot of space on the floor.
They probably had seen that game before the tape, yeah.
He's had a couple games this year where he's lit it up. He is a three-point threat as good as anybody in the conference.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the nation.
He, of course, a year ago, or was it 2 years ago? Yeah, December of 16. He made 10 three-pointers to tie the school record. Whistle on a foul called on the Spartans.
He's a 43% three-point shooter.
Yeah. Downer picks up his second foul in less than 2 minutes. Meaning he'll have to sit down, but that's not necessarily a terrible thing because Cedric Bellarmine will be coming in here in just a moment, and he has been a real lift off the bench.
Just instant energy.
Jasmine missing the first free throw. And here comes Cedric Bellarmine, averaging 8.7 points, 8.8 rebounds. He averages almost 4 offensive rebounds a game, which puts him in the top 10 in the nation.
Well, when we interviewed him after the last game, he said he looks at where he needs to be to get rebounds. He's actually studied the best angles once the shot goes up.
The Sailfish with the first lead of the night. Spartans now try to run their offense, but boy, intense defensive pressure put up here by the Sailfish, man-to-man. Moreno drives, kicks it around. Biffle all the way to the rim, lays it in with a finger roll.
Well, he made a pass, a fake, as if he was going back up top, and they bit, and it just parted the way for him to take the baseline.
Inbound finally to Stones. Stones gives it to Barber. Barber dribbles into the double team, but moves it ahead. Carpinello missing the long three-pointer. Rebound. Spartans go the other way. Biffle now. Drives, throws it up, and they're going to say an offensive foul, I think, on Bellarmine, setting the pick. Yep, It is. Offensive foul on Cedric Bellarmine. Richard Schmidt didn't like the call, but that is what the call was. First substitutions of the night here for Palm Beach Atlantic. Matthew Johnson, number 3, a 6'2 guard out of Pembroke Pines, into the game. DeAndre Jackson, number 5, with the ball now, in the game now. He's their leading three-point shooter. Watch out for him. Kicks it out. Worthen gives it up. Spin move. Oh, nice play. A pretty steal.
I think he more or less just left the ball behind.
Yeah, I think Freddie Ibrahim might have gotten a finger on it and kind of flipped it up. I thought I saw that. I might be wrong, but you're right. The ball didn't accompany the player. And now a travel called inside on Alberto Moreno. Ibrahim credited with his second steal that last time down. Matthew Johnson running the point. Working on Ibrahim. Now it comes on top to DeAndre Jackson. Now Worthen. Nice. To lob it inside, and yeah, good defensive play.
That may be a charge now.
Going to call a blocking foul. So free throws coming up here for Gamble. Gamble, entering the season, was a 91% career free throw shooter. He got off to a horrible start this season, but now he's worked his percentage back up to 78%.
There you go.
Before the miss.
Talk about it.
Well, I was trying to build him up. I couldn't say that he's been doing.
You weren't saying he was doing great this year.
No. Just stating the facts. He made one of two, and the Spartans have a 3-1 lead. Double team in the back, and it's off the foot of Bakari Worthen out of bounds. And that'll lead us to a timeout. So with 15:59 left here in the first half, it's Tampa 3, Palm Beach Atlantic 1. Nice to have you with us for this offensive showdown on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
Jimmy John's. At Jimmy John's, they're freaks about fresh bread, meats, and veggies, because that means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast. Jimmy John's freaky, yeah. Florida Orthopedic Institute, their urgent care clinic. So let's give it up to the Spartan team of physicians of Florida Orthopedic Institute. That's Florida's largest orthopedic group. And to Dr. Seth Gasser and his sports medicine team, they keep our players active and safe on and off the field with their ortho urgent care located just minutes away in South Tampa.
I don't know if you heard our interview at halftime with Justin Pekka at halftime of the women's game. He was talking about Biffle, and he called him Mackay. Here again, we've been told he wants to be called by Vincent, but I guess some of the coaches are still calling him Mackay, which is his middle name.
Yeah.
And he said he prefers Vincent this year. So if you hear Vincent or Mackay,
same player.
It's number 13 that will answer you if you say either name, apparently. Yeah. Spartans will have the basketball. Moreno out on top. Bellarmine set the pick and slides. Now Gamble, straight away three. No good. Tipped up once. Bellarmine got a hand on it, but it's gotten to be Tampa ball, knocked off.
Well, he just about got up there to slam it.
Yeah, he was very close to doing that.
He's on a pogo stick when he's up that close.
6'7", 220 pounds of pure athleticism. Turnover as Bakari Worthen got a hand on it, and now turnover right back is Andrew Moameka. Moameka with the turnover. He's a 6'8", redshirt junior. Played at University of Wyoming. He was there for 3 years, redshirted as a freshman, then spent 2 more years. This is his first year at Palm Beach Atlantic.
You know, this is carrying over from the women's game.
Yeah, not a lot of offense in that one. 51-41 was the final, and it There was a lot of free throws down the stretch to make it a 51-41 game.
Gee.
Bellarmine with the miss. Rebound hauled in by Matthew Johnson. Here they go the other way. Bellarmine has to be careful.
Yeah.
So far from the basket. Jackson trying to lob it inside. Does get it. And there's a three-point shot nailed by DeAndre Jackson. That's the guy. He was 16 of 48 from deep. He's the guy who's done that. And now another turnover for the Spartans. Here they come. 3-on-2 and laying it up and in. That basket was made by Jackson. Palm Beach Atlantic with the lead. Biffle denied. 6-3 the score. And a whistle, and traveling is going to be called on Gamble. Another turnover.
That's 6 turnovers in 5 minutes.
That's not real good.
No, it isn't. Unless your goal is to get 40.
Paxton Wilson, number 4, a 6'4" guard from Clearwater, Florida, Calvary Christian High School, has checked in for Palm Beach Atlantic.
A friend of ours goes to that school. Nice school.
Oh, Jackson. A lot of contact.
Elbow to Gamble's face.
Moameka. And the offensive foul. It'll go Tampa way now. Moameka with his first personal foul. Nice bounce pass. Bellarmine puts it up too hard. Went up and got his rebound, and now he's fouled in the act of trying to put in the putback.
It's a little bit chippy right now, I would think. Let's hope it doesn't escalate beyond that.
Well, and you know, you mentioned it earlier. This is very much like the women's game. It's like there's a lid on the basket. There's a lot of sloppy play up and down.
Yeah, not a lot of taking care of the ball.
Tampa's had 3 turnovers in the last minute 42, 5 turnovers in the last 3.5 minutes. And they've gone without a field goal during that stretch. Bellarmine missed them both. Ugly game so far. And Richard Schmidt and Justin Pecker probably looking for answers just the way Tom Jesse. And now a steal. Bellarmine comes up with it. He is fouled. He is fouled before he could do any damage. Before he could hurt anybody. Paxton Wilson said that, but he hit me. He didn't say that. But he was fouled prior to that. So you're right. The foul was on Jackson, his first. Well, the Spartans have a field goal in the first 6 minutes. It's 6-3, people.
Last game we did, the Spartans scored 115.
Yeah, they're not getting that tonight.
115 to 98.
Moreno had the ball knocked away from behind. That's number 33, Zach Neely.
Didn't both teams have like 50 at the half?
Oh, yeah. And one of the opponent's players ended up with 52 on the night.
Individually.
And they lost. Mm-hmm. But they did score 98 in the loss. Yeah, it was 115 to 98.
Is that Shaw?
Yeah.
Part of the holiday round-robin game?
Yeah. Biffle.
Man.
Cannot find the hoop.
You know, these shots aren't even like close and they're just missing.
And all the way to the basket, up and in, Matthew Johnson. 8-3. Richard Schmidt wants a timeout. He is not happy. And he's not happy with his team. He's not upset with the officiating. He's upset with his team. He wants him to sit down and come up with some offense. 8-3 with 13:43 left here in the first half.
University Dining Services by Sodexo. It allows you to choose from 27 dining stations. They serve breakfast, lunch, dinner, late night, and even snacks. The official concessionaire of UT Athletics is Sodexo Campus Dining. Visit the UT website and check dining services for variety and hours.
Well, I can tell you what Richard Schmidt's upset about.
Bad shooting turnover.
Matthew Johnson got the ball in the backcourt and dribbled all the way down, and nobody picked him up, and he shot a layup.
Yes.
You got to have somebody make a defensive stop.
Yep.
It's 8-3 with 13:43 left. Spartans to inbound in the backcourt after the 30-second timeout. Full court pressure. They get it to Moreno. And he'll bring it up against DeAndre Jackson. Moreno all the way. Nice to Bellarmine, and he jams it home. Second basket of the game for the Spartans with authority. Matthew Johnson has the ball knocked away. Bellarmine, boy, this is not pretty, folks. And now he steps out of bounds. Turnover. And the bad news was he was the one that had it in his hands when the turnover occurred. There was a turnover going to happen there no matter what. It started out here as people were tripping over the center court stripe. Wow, people. This is not the Spartans' finest hour thus far. They're down only 3, however. At some point, you give a little credit to the defense, but that's just not a good pass by Biffle. He got it to Gamble eventually, and he knocks it down. Just the way they drew it up, huh? Throw it off the defender's hand.
Kick it back out.
Yep. Behind the back move and a pretty finish by DeAndre Jackson.
Another one where it was almost coast to coast.
Yeah, he scored 26, a career high last time out in the win over Caldwell, which was the 3rd straight win for the Sailfish. 10-8, PBA on top. Moreno drives, kicks out. Biffle. Tough shot. Off the glass, no good.
He got his hands on it.
Still tipped around, and Bellarmine will get credit for a rebound. Whew. My goodness. Inside to Bellarmine.
That's a good call. Well, Brent Duncan got off the bench, reported in, and they called him back and hasn't actually come on the floor yet.
Stones is back into the game. Also, Bakari Worthen. And Malik Barber is back in on the floor right now. Spartans trying to inbound. And that's just an awful play. Yep. You just got to have somebody come open.
And it wasn't necessarily...
and now they get it back.
Jeez. Don't say it just like they drew it up.
Yep, just exactly like it. Ping pong, folks, that's kind of what it is. It's just back and forth here. I'm not dissing the energy and the effort, but the execution's not been real good.
Correct.
For either team. Out of bounds. And a timeout. We're under the 12-minute mark, so mercifully, there's a break in the action. 11:38 left. It's 10-10.
Sailport Waterfront Suites in Tampa is Tampa's only all-waterfront, all-suite resort. It's located on beautiful Rocky Point Island, just minutes from UT. Sailport is a refreshing alternative to typical box hotels. It's got spacious rooms, waterfront relaxation, and Sailport Waterfront Suites is an official partner of UT Athletics. And for generations, Krispy Kreme has been serving delicious donuts and coffee. Stop by for an original glazed donut or other variety paired with a hot coffee. Visit the nearest Krispy Kreme. It's on West Kennedy here in Tampa, just down from the UT campus. Krispy Kreme serving hot donuts right now.
You don't see this often, my friend. The Sailfish have as many turnovers as they have points on the scoreboard.
10?
Yes, sir.
That's a lot.
We haven't played even 9 minutes fully.
17 total turnovers in this game.
So we're not... This isn't fake news. We are not stretching the truth. This is not pretty basketball to this point. Long way to go. Maybe we'll see some good stuff here shortly. Michael Stones set to inbound for the Sailfish. They get it in. Carpinello. He can shoot the three. Did not that time. They continue to work the offense. Jasmine gives it up. Now it's Stones. Stones drives and scores with the left hand.
You and I were laughing at Bellarmine, right?
Bellarmine just took somebody and knocked him into next week. No whistle.
Just a pick.
Solid pick.
Contact.
Solid pick. 12-10. Palm Beach Atlantic did get the basket, so they won't complain.
Took one for the team.
Moreno to Bellarmine. And
that's been their best play.
That has been the drive and dish. And getting it across the line was Stones.
Wow.
Barely. Inside it goes, up and around, no good. Bellarmine
just rips it away.
He just is just a monster, isn't he? That's his 4th rebound. Had his hands on about 9 of them, I think.
He's fun to watch.
He is.
He needs a jump shot, though.
Inside, lays it off the glass.
He's doing fine.
or a little tap off the glass is fine. Moreno with a nice bounce pass, and timeout is called by David Balzo, 30-second timeout. So 10:29 left here in the first half. It's 14-12. Now Tampa on top.
And for fresh-made hot or cold subs, visit Firehouse Subs. At Firehouse, our subs are made the firefighter way. They are served steaming hot. They're loaded with finest fresh sliced meats and cheeses. It's located not far from here, 2617 West Kennedy Boulevard. Firehouse, founded by firemen.
Well, Palm Beach Atlantic is 5 of 9 from the floor, 56%. But with the 10 turnovers...
Man, that's a lot of empty possession.
Yes. Tampa, meantime, has 5 more field goal attempts, but they've had 7 turnovers themselves. Bellarmine, the leading scorer for Tampa with 6 points and 4 rebounds, while Jackson is the leading scorer for Palm Beach Atlantic and for the game with 7 points in 7 minutes. Little backcourt pressure. Barber brought it across, gives it to Stones. 15 on the shot clock. They try to lob it inside and
tipped by Ibrahim.
Yeah, Ibrahim got a hand on it, forcing the 11th turnover. Ibrahim for 3, and a chance for a 4-point play.
Wow, I thought he was shooting a little quick in the shot clock. Brings up the old don't. Great shot.
Well, he started it all at the other end, as you said, Jack. Got a hand on it, and he actually it was a catch and shoot. He was spotted up in rhythm. Nothing wrong with that. We don't think of Freddie as being the 3-point threat for the team, but he's 12 of 38, 32% on the year. And a little bit better than that now.
That makes him 13 of 39 and even 33%.
Yes, and a 4-point play.
Wow.
You don't get a lot of chances for those.
Nope.
So it's nice to see him convert it. Stones defended by Ibrahim. All kind of pressure. Biffle got a hand on it, but they get it in bounds barely. Here comes a double team. Dribbling out of pressure was Jasmine. It's a little helter-skelter kind of game, isn't it? 11 Sailfish turnovers. 9:45 left in the first half. Long 3 by Carpinello is no good. Long rebound to Moreno. Moreno says, you can't stop this. It's in!
Hit it. Wow.
A chance for a 3-point play.
He took the contact, floated from right to left in the lane, and tossed it up and in. Rattled around and went home.
Well, Alberto Moreno, at the start of the season, if you remember, Jack, he was playing the point full time because Bacon had been injured very early on, and then Colley wasn't eligible or wasn't available the first few games. So those first few games we did, it was Moreno running the point, and he did so well, they had him continue that for a while, even when Colley came back. And you can see why. He does a nice job. He already has 3 assists in this game. And a 3-point play gives the Spartans their largest lead of 9. 21-12.
Is this, I believe, an 11-point run?
Ooh. Bank! Edwards banks it in. Just his 3rd made 3-pointer of the season. But he did make both of his 3-point tries against Caldwell last game. So he's now 3 for 3 in the last 2 games after missing his first 3 on the season. Gamble says, I can match that. Yes, he does.
And he's
got a nice smile.
Eating grin on his face.
Yes.
Turnover.
Well, that's only 12. What do you want?
And 12 minutes.
Yeah. Well, just over 11, actually. Yeah.
Gamble's funny. He was like, you got what? I got more.
Yeah. A chance for the first double-digit lead of the game. We've settled into a good action now, and Bellarmine will shoot a couple of free throws. It's amazing what happens when a shot goes in. You start to feel a little bit better about yourself and the way things are going. And that's actually what Justin Peck has said. I said, what's been the difference? These last 5 games, you're averaging over 80 points, or you've scored at least 80 in the last 5 games. He goes, hey, it's great coaching when the shots are going in. And there's the 10-point lead.
I heard you ask him. I didn't hear everything at the halftime interview. I thought I heard you ask him, in the beginning of the season, you told me you were going to turn them loose. And he was like, I don't remember saying that. Is that
No. He says no. Oh, okay. But he goes, yeah. He goes, and when they're making shots, it's great coaching, isn't it? He said Richard Schmidt, who's been a guy who likes to be hands-on, he has always liked to call the plays and be very involved in it, in the coaching and running of the offense and whatnot. He has been a little quieter, I think, this season from a standpoint of not trying to manage every play. But these last 5 games,
they've been fun.
They just run up and down the floor like crazy. They're just playing basketball. And Justin had said that before the season started, that they were going to try that. Somebody forgot to play safety.
Yeah, Alberto came up playing free safety, and he bit.
And Carpinello got the easiest 2 points he'll ever have. Makes it a 9-point game. It was 11 a moment ago, the largest lead of the game.
Brent Duncan finally in for the Spartans, right there. And he passed up.
Well, that's so Gamble could shoot the
I thought he passed up for an easier 3.
Well, Richard Schmidt leans back and says, oh, come on.
Yeah.
He had an easy 2, just didn't know it.
Tip.
Beautiful tip there. That was Mo Mecca, I believe.
Yeah, Mo Mecca. Yep.
What happened was the defense fell off, and Baker just didn't know it. Or Duncan, rather. Duncan just didn't know it. He was wide open and kicked it out. Ibrahim.
Nice.
Almost from the same spot.
Well, I tell you what, if Gamble and Freddie start feeling it and get their opportunities,
maybe they will get 115 tonight.
Now they're picking up the pace, aren't they?
Yeah. Stolen by Moreno. 3-on-2. Moreno kicks. Gamble. Freddie says, I'm on fire. Off the eye.
They stole it.
Moreno got it back. And Freddie says, I'm just going to keep shooting, you guys.
Look at this. Talk about tenacity on both ends.
Yep. Biffle was on the floor. What a nice step to move. Moreno rejects it out of bounds. Nothing easy. Both teams playing hard defense. Well, there's timeout on the floor with 7:01 left in the first half. It's Tampa 29, Palm Beach Atlantic 19 on the SSC Digital Network.
And your trusted Tampa Subaru dealer is Mastro Subaru. It's located at 6402 West Hillsborough Avenue. Customers can view the large Subaru inventory as well as receive full-service maintenance on vehicles. And as a Spartan sponsor, watch for Mastro's UT staff and student service specials at Mastro Subaru. Our reputation rides with you. And connected via Skybridge to the Tampa Convention Center, Embassy Suites offers a convenient location close to dining and entertainment in downtown Tampa. Located just a few blocks from campus, come stay in luxury at 513 South Florida Avenue in Tampa, right downtown.
4 different Spartans have 2 steals already in this game. Unbelievable. Moreno, Ibrahim, Biffle, and Gamble all with 2. And Bellarmine has 1.
Well, they're still doing a point a minute on the turnovers.
Yeah.
Spartans have sat on 7 for about 5 minutes.
Yeah. 13 turnovers in 13 minutes. But a 10-point lead for the Spartans. This is, again, Jack talked about it at the outset. Palm Beach Atlantic is 0-3 in the SSC. You got to beat this team on your home floor.
Yeah.
You can't let them get one here. You can't let them steal it. They lost 86-70 at Lynn, November 28th. They lost 71-66 to St. Leo at home on December 1st, and then on December 7th lost 80-79 to Rollins at home. So those are their 3 losses. There's the 14th turnover. Moreno says, I can throw it off the glass. Got it to Biffle. Biffle puts it up and in. 12-point lead for the Spartans. 31-19. Johnson will dribble across. He beats Ibrahim to the basket, puts it up with the left hand and in. And again, Richard Schmidt, just like that, is up mentioning to Freddie Ibrahim that he can't allow that to happen. Moreno dribbles across, gives it to Biffle. Before running the fist play. Double team. Biffle lost the handle and turned it over. 8th turnover for the Spartans. In a hurry they go. Up and off the iron. No good. The missed layup by Barber. Gamble. Biffle. Moreno. Freddie Ibrahim spotting up at the center circle.
Gamble wanted it deep in the corner. There's
Freddie.
He's hit from
third from there. No good. I will say this is a lot of fun watching it go up and down.
You get all these games.
Fun for, yeah, I know.
You had the 115
I had the 115 game too, and that guy that got 52. The nation's leading D2 scorer from Shaw. He had 29 at halftime.
Yep. Then they clamped down on him.
And they double teamed him the whole second half. And he still was able to get that. He did stay in at the end of the game.
Yeah, he was in.
And the Spartans had the game in hand. They were up 15, 18, 20 points. He still was in, and he was taking every shot down the stretch.
It was a career high. I think his career high was 48.
Yeah, 48 or 46. Somewhere at 48. You might be right.
And I remember at one point, his team was inbounding right in front of us, and one of us said something like, "That's 44," and the guy goes, "44?"
Yeah. They like to keep track. Missed the free throw. It's an 8-point lead with 5:20 left here, first half. Scott Lynn, Jack Ike, Happy New Year to you all. Hopefully 2019 will be a healthy, safe, and prosperous year for all of you. Bellarmine another rebound. His 5th. Tops on the team. Tops in the game.
Gamble waiting, just about playing on roots, waiting for someone to guard him.
Johnson is defending Moreno. Biffle, catch and shoot 3. Yep. No good.
Didn't really get set
the
way he normally does.
Lob inside, and now they're going to call a blocking foul. You got to give the guy room to come down. And Gamble did not. First foul on Gamble. 4th team foul for Tampa. Palm Beach Atlantic, by the way, has 9 team fouls, so the Spartans are shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. I do not know what the discussion's about. Definitely not shooting it. I think like Bellarmine and one of the Sailfish players were having a discussion of sorts, but officials stepped right in and sorted it out. This is Johnson. Boy, tough shot there. Bellarmine another rebound. Got the long board that time. Gamble might have gotten away with a travel. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be Sailfish ball. The officials today, Jose Nieves, Byron Rozier, and Adam James working the game here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center. Brett Duncan is back in the game, the 6'6" junior from Atlanta, Georgia. Number 22. Paxton Wilson back in the game for PBA. Stokes gives it up. Long 3 is no good, and look at Bellarmine go high for that one. The missed shot by Jackson.
He's got 7 boards already.
Nice find, and Bellarmine, pretty play! Chance for the 3-point play. Moreno, what a feed.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the 4th assist unofficially for Moreno in the game. Timeout on the floor. 3:46 left in the half. Tampa again up by 10, 33-23 on the SSC Digital Network.
And Walter's Press Box in Southdale Mabry is Tampa's original sports emporium and eatery. It's been serving Sports fans, for more than 20 years, the Press Box, Tampa's favorite place to watch the big game. The Press Box, located at 222 South Dale Mabry. And the Barnes & Noble bookstore has all your needs in one spot. Stop by and grab the latest UT gear. You can get snacks on the run, as well as thousands of accessories for everyday needs. Open Monday through Saturday. It's located on the first floor of the Vaughn Center. You can also shop online at utampa.bncollege.com.
Well, as ugly as this game was for the first 8 or 9 minutes, remember, it wasn't that long ago. It was 10-10.
Yeah.
Now, look, Tampa's on pace to, certainly get their scoring average.
They're on their normal pace now.
Which is 76.8 points per game.
Yep.
Obviously, the last 5 games have helped that in tremendous fashion. 80 points or more in each of those last 5 games.
They're actually averaging about 4 points a game more in conference play, even though they've only got 3 conference games under their belt, or 4 conference games. But they average 80 points a game in conference. And that 115-point game was non-conference.
Richard Schmidt talking to one of the officials, wanting an explanation on why it was a blocking foul and not a charge, I think, here at the other end a couple of plays ago, as Bellarmine adds the free throw to his 3-point play, and it's again an 11-point lead. Largest lead was 12. Stones gives it up. Rebound, though, picked up, and now from behind, Moreno with a block shot out of bounds. Michael Stones running the offense. He'll go underneath the basket and take the ball out of bounds here. Defended by Ibrahim. And he traveled.
Shuffled his feet trying to come in. Might have stepped in bounds.
And I think he did step on the line. So you're right.
That's a turnover.
Really? Haven't seen any of those.
No.
It looked a little different, though, than the previous 15. Or 14. That is their 15th. Okay.
Well, they've got it under 1 a minute, though.
So they got that going
like
for
.9.
Biffle rises for 3 and does not get it. Jackson got the rebound to Stones. Stones now crossover to Paxton, and he's fouled by Ibrahim. Paxton Wilson. Only the 5th team foul, however, and the first on Ibrahim. Bellarmine, the leading scorer in the game, with 11. He's got 11.7 boards. Working on his 3rd double-double of the year. Ball stripped, but it ends up in the hands of the Sailfish. Tipped up and around. Bellarmine got a hand on it. They still stay with it. Now Bellarmine rips it down, and he's fouled. And he'll shoot 2 free throws at the other end.
Other than the free throws, if you were to add up the total distance of the shots taken by Bellarmine, it's 4 feet.
And there's the difference. The 4 feet or less for Bellarmine, he's 4 of 6. From the line, 15 feet, he's 3 of 7. And if you went out to the 3-point range, you don't want to do that.
Working its way down.
Yeah, you would not want to. He's attempted one, and it didn't go in. Bellarmine to shoot 2. Palm Beach Atlantic scoreless the last 2:53. They have made just 1 of their last 9 shots, and they've missed their last 7. Bellarmine's free throw is good.
It's not a bad looking free throw.
You're right. A lot of arc on it. Went right through.
Some players
back in.
Some players who don't shoot well, you can just tell that it's a tense time at the line.
Malik Barber is in. DeAndre Jackson still on the floor along with Stones and Paxton Wilson. And that free throw is no good. Still not a bad look, but the result not good. Jackson pushes ahead. And that's going to be a blocking foul for the same reason.
Didn't give him time to adjust.
Got to give him a chance to land.
Yep.
The Spartans fans do not like it because he had been camped there waiting for it for the longest time.
Yep.
And it's a 1-and-1 on top of that. Moreno says, now, wait a minute. I was just standing there. Did you get the number of that truck? Gamble's going to come back in. Gamble is in for Bellarmine, who had to literally be forced from the floor.
Yeah. He worked hard. Got to give him a breather, though.
12 points, 8 rebounds for Bellarmine in 14 minutes. He had started some games, but as Justin Pecka told us at halftime of the women's game, they really love the energy that he brings off the bench.
Yeah, and he still gets his minutes.
Yeah.
He has 14. A couple players have 17. So he's right there.
Got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Brent Duncan grabbing the jersey from behind, and that's free throws, a 1-and-1. For Andrew Moameka, who's a 71% shooter. Like I mentioned, his first 3 years, he was at the University of Wyoming, redshirted his freshman year. Scored a career-high 16 points against Lee back on November the 10th. Well, that free throw did not look particularly good.
Bellarmine was out for about a minute.
On top. Gamble, no good. Got his own rebound and put it up and in.
Play. Good aggressive.
14-point lead, largest of the game. Credit where it's due, the Tampa defense has been pretty good, even during the ragtag, helter-skelter first half. Creating 15 PBA turnovers. There's a long three. It's up and over the top. Out of bounds. Paxton Wilson's three-point shot, no good. 2:01 left. 14-point lead for Tampa. Sluggish start for both teams. The Spartans have answered the bell.
I would not have said they'd get 40 by half, but they may do it.
They have a shot at it.
I think with 8 minutes gone, it was like 6-6.
Ball stripped from Moreno, and then he's going to create a foul. Moreno picking up his second personal.
Still some ugly plays, though.
Yeah, and free throws coming. Again, it's just a 1-on-1, but Moreno with a turnover, the Spartans' 10th. And off the bench comes Brendan Baker. He's in for Moreno, who will sit down with his 5 points. And 3 turnovers. He and Biffle with 3 apiece. The free throw, no good. Bellarmine, another rebound.
Jeez. Double digits.
Yeah, he's got a double
at half.
12 points, 10 boards. And 10-second call. Good defense by the Sailfish as the Spartans couldn't get it across.
Is that a turnover?
It is. Number 11.
Wow. Well, both coaches will have things to talk about.
Adjustments can be made at halftime. That's what they say. We have witnessed 26 turnovers in the first half, and it's not over. Jackson with a nice move.
Very good.
Couple of nice fakes. Nice little spin move, and the one-hander pushed up and in. And another turnover for the Spartans. 1:10 remaining. And the ball knocked away from behind, and by pure good fortune, it ends up in the hands of the Sailfish, and they score to make it a 10-point game.
That is 12 turnovers.
Bellarmine with a two-hand stuffaroo. 14 points, 10 boards for Bellarmine. And a 12-point Spartans lead. Jackson picked up by Biffle. Now here's another turnover. As Biffle saw the writing on the wall, came and took the pass. Biffle coast to coast. Is an offensive foul. That's a turnover.
Don't you have another word you can use?
No. Apple turnover? I don't know. This is silly. 16 turnovers for Palm Beach Athletic, and now that should be the 13th turnover, and it is, on the Spartans. Biffle's got 5 turnovers, I believe. Yes, he does.
Ibrahim kind of went limping off the floor. Tyler Wilson quick to come in for him.
Well, the Spartans don't need a point guard.
No.
They've only lost 2 to injury already this season. Hopefully Freddie's okay.
It wasn't a lot of limping, but
might just be tired too. He's played a lot of minutes.
Right.
19 minutes. I think this is his first break, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Last shot time for the Sailfish. DeAndre Jackson goes to work on Biffle. 3-point shot.
Nope.
Not quite good enough. A little bit short. 0.9 left on the clock. They'll just inbound, and then at this point, they're going to be full court pressure, trying to get a steal and a quick hoop. But all the Spartans have to do is throw it long and have somebody touch it. Well, that's good enough too. Biffle almost traveled. But the buzzer sounds and the first half is over.
Wow.
39-27, the halftime score. The Spartans with a 12-point lead at the break. I'm Scott Lynn. Jack Ikes alongside. We'll step aside and come back with in about 12 or 13 minutes right before the second half begins. We'll get you updated on all the scoring leaders. We will tell you that Cedric Bellarmine is the man so far. 14 points, 10 rebounds in 14 minutes of first half action. It's 39-27 here on the SSC Digital Network. Just about ready to start the second half here in Tampa. The Tampa Spartans lead the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish 39-27. I'm Scott Lynn, Jack Ikes alongside. Happy New Year once again to all of you. Not the prettiest first half, but the Spartans will take it as they lead by a dozen.
You know, I think after 8 minutes it was 6-6, and for a large majority of the half, Palm Beach Atlantic had either as many or a little more turnovers than points.
You don't see that often.
No.
You really don't.
But the Spartans finally kind of got it together. It's still been sloppy at both ends, but enough to get the Spartans a 12-point lead, and their shooting actually got close to 50% before it was all said and done.
47% in the half.
But you look at all the possessions that did not happen for both teams. 17 or 15 turnovers, 16 turnovers,
16 turnovers,
13 for the Spartans.
Yeah, 16 turnovers. 4 different Sailfish have 3 turnovers apiece. Stones, Worthen, Barber, and Jasmine, all 4 starters. The only player to score in double figures. In fact, there are 5 starters. Add Carpinello to that mix. Their 5 starters scored a total of 9 points in the first half. They were outdone by DeAndre Jackson, who scored 11 all by himself. He's the only Sailfish player in double figures. He also had a team-high 5 rebounds in his 17 minutes. The Spartans, meantime, have 3 players that have 3 or more turnovers. Moreno, Gamble, both have 3, and Biffle had 5 first-half turnovers. The Spartans starters had, let me do the math here, 12 and 13 is 25. They scored 25 of the 39, but the big guy off the bench, the only bench player to score is Cedric Bellarmine, who had 14 points, 10 rebounds in his 14 minutes, his 3rd double-double of the season. He is the Energizer Bunny.
He is, yeah, and as I said, you add up the distance on his shots, and they add up 5 makes, about 5 feet.
Yeah. Again, when the Spartans are playing tonight, at least, without Pat Bacon, who's out for the year, but then also without Devon Colley, who was injured Saturday at Embry-Riddle. They need a point guard to step up, and Alberto Moreno, who hasn't done a ton of scoring and has turned the ball over 3 times, but who hasn't. 5 points, a couple of rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 block shots. So he's done a ton of stuff, right? Just not scoring, but he's not necessarily out there to do all that scoring.
Well, he's been very good at driving the lane and then finding somebody. It's one of those things where when you drive the lane, you can't think I'm going to pass to somebody. Right. You kind of have to have that decision beforehand, or you'll get yourself in trouble.
So the Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish are trying to win their 4th straight game. The Spartans are trying to win their 5th straight game. About 10 minutes into that first half, it didn't look like either team was capable of winning a game. But now we've kind of settled in, and it's basketball now, I think, hopefully the rest of the way. I got to think neither team is going to have double-digit turnovers in the second half.
I would hope not.
Me too. I want to get home before midnight.
Yeah.
Freddie Ibrahim back in the game, comes to the center court stripe, and he will inbound to Alberto Moreno as the Spartans have the ball to start the second half. 39-27, nice to have you with us here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network and TampaSpartans.com.
Spartans going back to their original starters. Marco Downer only got 2 minutes, picked up a couple fouls, came out.
Yeah.
He's a work in progress.
They were having a little trouble with the scoreboard clock trying to get it to 20 minutes, but it finally has been set now, and I think we're hopefully ready to go. We are.
Other than they already have PBA in the bonus.
Biffle. Floater. Good start. Equals the largest lead of the game. 14 points, 41-27. Carpinello dishes, Stones into the lane to Carpinello. Fake the 3. Gives it up to Stones. Barber. Carpinello now into the corner it goes to Worthen. Worthen spin move right into the double team, and it's out of bounds off Worthen, and it's
a turnover.
Well, that'll be the first one of the second half.
Less than a minute.
38 seconds in. And number 17 of the game.
30 for both teams in 20 minutes of play.
Some of it is the aggressive play of the defense, no question. But some of it is the not stellar play, not taking care of the basketball. Every possession should be precious, should it not?
It should.
3 by Ibrahim is short. Up high for the board there was Bakari Worthen. He takes it coast to coast, throws it off the glass, sort of, and it's blocked. The putback by Jasmine was blocked. 3-on-1 and a dunk by Gamble. Largest lead of the game again, now 16. Oh my. There he is, Marco Downer, third in the SEC with, SSC I should say, with 1.5 blocks per game. Coast to coast, and he would have got another block right there. The whistle, though. Foul on Biffle. Second foul on Vincent Biffle. Biffle with 6 points, 5 turnovers. Might be looking at a double-double.
That's not the kind you want to brag about, no.
In the act of shooting, Stones will get 2 free throws here. Just a 57% shooter on the year, but not a lot of free throw attempts. That was just his 15th attempt of the season.
So that means he had made 6. No, take that back. 8.
Yes, sir. You are the math wizard.
Well, I knew it was going to be 1 over half.
Yeah. That was a better one.
And you know what? I'm not a math wizard.
You're not?
No. I'm good with percentages, stats. Calculus did me in.
Mohameka is at the scorer's table. He'll come in next dead ball. Gamble. Off the Downer screen. Ball knocked away. Another turnover, and Gamble got his finger.
Yeah, I think he got slapped and hurt his wrist.
And a miss and out of bounds it goes to Tampa. Missed the finger roll.
And he's holding his wrist. They slapped it hard.
Looks like he says he's all right. That's his shooting hand, though, isn't it? Or is he looking at his left
I think he's,
thumb? Yeah, that's his left hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Moreno.
We'll see when he gets the ball.
Yeah.
How much it bothers him.
Moreno off the dribble. Gave it to Bellarmine, but got it right back. Now skip pass. Ibrahim, tough runner. Might have been partially deflected. It's short regardless. Rebound by Worthen. Worthen goes coast to coast, kicks it out. Carpinello for 3. Yeah, good.
Well, he
over the top.
Any closer than that. That was in twice.
It was. And Mohameka over the top with the personal foul. 17:22 left in the game. It's a 15-point lead for Tampa. Mohameka picking up his 3rd personal foul in only 6 minutes. Ibrahim straightaway 3, and that one's good. He called Downer to come set the pick, and Downer gave him some space. He knocked down the straightaway 3.
4 for 8 from deep today.
Body's on the court.
Smartly pulls it back.
Gamble says, not me, I'm going to the hoop. Out of bounds to Palm Beach Atlantic. Well, DeAndre Jackson is coming back into the game for Carpinello. And Malik Barber is in the game.
You know, Devon Colley is over on the end of the Spartan bench, and he's got his left leg wrapped from toe to apparently well above his knee.
Yeah, when I asked Justin Peck at halftime of the women's game, how long is he out? He said to be determined, and knock on wood, please, because he kind of rolled the eyes like we don't know, but it might be a while. Downer will sit down. Ibrahim comes off the pick. Thought about it. Now gets it to Bellarmine. Bellarmine, spin move. Forces it up. No good. And a whistle on a foul. Loose ball foul on Tampa. I think it's on Moreno, and if so, that'll be his third. Matthew Johnson back into the game. He's in for Stone. Matthew Johnson comes off the bench. He's the leading assist man on the team, averaging 3 assists per game for the Sailfish. Just 28 points so far for PBA. And a near steal by Biffle. Kept it in bounds.
He did.
He got the steal, puts it up, forced up, no good. Rebound, Sailfish. And ahead the other way. Oh, my. Oh, my. Downer with the foul. Obviously did not intend to hurt him, but he was trying to deny the block. And Moemeka was thrown into the stanchion there, into the standard behind the hoop. And I think David Balza would like to know if that was a little bit more, maybe a flagrant type foul. He says that he hit him on the head, side of the head. Moemeka's free throw is short. Downer is out. Brent Duncan comes back in for the Spartans. 18-point lead as Moemeka will try again. That free throw good. He had been 0 for 4 before that one. 17-point lead, 46-29. Gamble creating some space. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ibrahim launching another three. No good. DeAndre Jackson in transition. Biffle tried to stop him. Couldn't do it in time.
He did the right thing, though. He got out of the way there. Rather give up that than a three-point play.
And another turnover. And going the other way, it's a near reverse. No good. Whistle and a foul on Biffle.
We're doing flashbacks of the first half.
A lot of action and none of it good.
No result.
And a technical foul is called on Biffle. As he walked off the floor, he's got to be careful or he's going to get tossed.
He didn't like the fact there was no foul call down here in front of us when he had the ball. And then he didn't like the fact he got called for a foul down there.
And it's a T, what you do not want when you're up 15 with 15:22 left in the game. 46-31 timeout on the floor here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center. You're seeing it all and hearing it all on the SSC Digital Network.
And the official chariot of the Tampa Spartans is Mart's First Class Coach. If you need to charter a bus, go online to martsfirst.com. And the Crown Plaza offers business travelers high levels of comfort, service, and amenities. So visit Crown Plaza Hotels and Resorts. Crown Plaza.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered.
Hey, B, is this it?
Watch me. We're an end zone dance at your doorstep. No one out pizza.
With 4 fouls now. He's had
Brendan Baker coming in.
6 points, 6 turnovers, and 4 fouls, one of them a technical.
Wow.
Biffle averaging almost 14.7 rebounds a game. Had a season-high 21 points Saturday night at Embry-Riddle in the win there, but it hasn't gone his way today. You can understand it. Players getting frustrated with the wild stuff going on out there. We had 34 turnovers, 16 for Tampa, 18 for the Sailfish. And DeAndre Jackson will go to the line, 75% shooter on the season. Missed the first one. When it goes bad, huh? Second one is good. You wonder a little bit, too. David Balzo had been looking for a flagrant foul on the big foul by Downer earlier. Didn't get that, but he did get the technical whistled on Vincent Biffle.
He's still working the refs. Well, that was too easy.
Lob inside to Jasmine, and you just worry about a technical in that moment, taking all the momentum away.
And now full court pressure. And Baker is not accustomed to handling the ball in the backcourt.
You've got Brandon Baker and Brent Duncan on the floor at the same time, something you don't see all the time. 3-point shot, and he's fouled. He'll go to the line for three. Brandon Baker has been seeing more time here as of late, and coming into the game was 3 of 9 from deep. That free throw was good. A high arcer.
Yeah, good spin.
His first point of the day. Second free throw also good. Baker was just 1 for 2 this season from the charity stripe. He just went for 3 right there. He went 2 for 3. Matt Johnson gives it up. 3-point shot. No good. Bellarmine another rebound. Gamble with a nice feed inside to Bellarmine, but he has the ball stripped. Tampa fans looking for a travel, didn't get a whistle. DeAndre Jackson. Nice floater. Bellarmine another rebound. He's got another turnover. That's 18.
Yeah.
Leads to a quick basket by Malik Barber.
They have equaled PBA in turnovers.
Yep, 18 apiece.
Wow.
Equally stinky here. (48-36). Ibrahim kicks. Gamble. Marino's trying to catch his breath. Gamble drives. Shot is blocked by Moneka. Turned it over, though. Wow. And the basket by Duncan. Maybe we will have 10 turnovers in the second half by a player. Jackson. Floater, one-hander.
Wow.
Nice.
He's hit a couple of those.
And he wanted a foul as well.
Yeah.
DeAndre Jackson, the redshirt junior from Youngstown, Ohio. 12-point game, a lot of time. That's an awful pass, but Gamble saves him, bails him out. Ahead to Bellarmine. He charged, I think. And now, I thought that Richard Schmidt was going to be upset with the officiating, because that time it looked again like Bellarmine did not have room to land.
Yep.
But the player was set, and Bellarmine ran him over.
Well, they better be careful and not let PBA get back into this game. Once an 18-point lead is 12.
How about that? The Spartans now have more turnovers than the Sailfish. 19-18.
37 total for both teams. Well, let's
add it. Well,
jump ball. No turnover, I think. Or no, it should be, I think, because the possession arrow came into effect.
Ibrahim was calling a timeout, but the official did not recognize it.
No, gave him the jump ball first. So I believe they made 19 turnovers.
The official, yeah, there was no turnover there because they kept possession here. So, we're still waiting on our first pretty game of the season, of the new year.
I like the last game we did.
Yeah.
That was fun.
115 to 98. That was the last game we did in 18. This is 19.
They couldn't miss a thing. Not sure what's going on here. Are they giving him a shooting foul?
Yep, there was a foul, and the Spartans are already in the bonus with 7th team foul, so it's a 1-on-1
with 13 minutes to go in the game.
Barber, and PBA only has 2 fouls. And the first free throw by Barber is good. Just a 58% shooter on the year, but he has a chance to get his team back within 10.
You know, earlier in the game, way back in the first half, I said it was a little chippy, and it kind of settled down, but now it's working its way back.
They're back within 10, and you're right about that. Spartans led 4 minutes ago by 18. It's now a 10-point lead. Full court pressure, problems. Another turnover. Boy, that's only number 20 so far. Huh?
Wow.
Up it goes, and Bellamy with the rejection. Bodies everywhere. Ibrahim spins, maybe took a few steps. He gave it away anyway.
All right.
And here's a two-hand slam by Worthen.
Wow.
Worthen threw that down with authority. It's an 8-point game. And Moreno has to come back in. He's had a long break over there. Moreno with 3 personal fouls. He will come in.
An 18-point lead with 16:54. Yeah. So in 4.5 minutes, it's been cut by 10.
There's a long way to go on this one.
Yeah. They just need to get out there and be poised.
You know, and honestly, I think they missed a turnover a moment ago. That would have been the 20th turnover. They didn't have it up there. So on our official stats. So maybe the Spartans caught a break there.
Well, chances are they'll get the 20th at some point. Somebody needs to shoot.
1 on the shot clock. It hits iron. Who will be the first to 20? Both of these teams with 19 turnovers.
Normally that's how you play a game. First team to 20 points.
Yeah, it gets to stay on the court. In this case, maybe you want to first to 20, you have to leave the court. Inside it goes, and it's up and in, and it's a 6-point game. 50-44. Oh, for goodness sake. Ibrahim throws it up, he's fouled. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Spartans have missed 6 of their last 7 shots. And we're going to have a timeout, the under-12 timeout, with 11:23 left in regulation. That 18-point advantage down to 6 here on the SSC Digital Network.
Pizza Hut is a proud sponsor of UT Athletics. Call Pizza Hut today, locally here in Tampa, 251-3399, and get your pizza delivered right to your doorstep. And if you're thirsty, might as well tell them bring some Pepsi. Pepsi's been bringing fun and refreshment to consumers for more than 100 years. Spartans
lead down to 6. If I remember correctly, it was a 15-point lead when the technical occurred.
That is correct.
The free throw shooter made only 1 of 2 to make it a 14-point deficit for PBA, but ever since they've been on the comeback trail. Again, full court pressure, trapping, some ill-advised cross-court and long passes by the Spartans have allowed the Sailfish to peck away. Well, now, as I look at it, the monitor says 18 turnovers for Palm Beach Atlantic. So,
all right.
Unless I misread it, they may have taken 1 away somewhere along the way. But it's 19-18 as far as the turnovers. And in this half, Tampa with 6. The Sailfish with just 2. So a much better job for the Sailfish. Only 2 turnovers.
I will bet both teams will hit the magic 20 mark.
Yep.
Not a wild, crazy guess on that part.
No doubt about that one. Ibrahim gets the shooter's roll. He's got 11 points now. 3 of 10 from the floor, including 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. 2 of 2 from the line so far. Got
nice
that
job.
one a swish. Ibrahim, his season high was 14 points. That was against West Florida. When in that game, he was 4 of 7 from deep. He's 3 of 8 here. Near turnover. He got it back. A lot of time on the shot clock. Johnson. Jackson catch and shoot straight away. No good. Bellarmine with another rebound, his 14th. And that's going to be...
There it is. We hit the 21.
Number 20.
And an entry pass.
You don't see that often. 20 turnovers. Whistle on a foul. Free throws. It'll be a 1-and-1 for the Sailfish. Bellarmine has his career high at Tampa. 15 rebounds in a game. He's just 1 away. This is the 4th time he's had 14 or more. Matthew Johnson to the line. You looking for records for turnovers? I see you
That's
digging
nothing they're bragging about on the media here.
Free throw good. Front end of the 1-and-1. Spartans now with 8 team fouls here in the half. Palm Beach Atlantic with 3. Long way to go. We're not even midway through the second half. That 18-point Tampa lead is down to 7 and maybe 6 if Johnson can hit the second. He does not. Gamble with the rebound. Pressure, turnover. A nice feed. He lays it up and in. 5-point game. Spartans look a little flustered.
Yeah, they do.
Vincent Biffle's back in the game, and he charged, and he's out of the game. 5th foul on Vincent Biffle. And the official's waiting to tee him up if he continues to run around like that. Richard Schmidt says, quit jumping around. You're out of the game. 5 fouls.
It was a charge.
It was, and how big was the technical earlier?
Yeah.
That was his 4th foul.
And I think he was jumping around not so much that he was upset about the foul. He was upset that he fouled.
Yeah.
Upset at himself.
And out of the game as a result. And that's a turnover, by the way, 22.
Wow.
Turnovers in the half, 9-2, Tampa. Not good. Paxton Wilson gives it up. Matthew Johnson into the lane over Ibrahim. He got it up over the rim and in. It's a 1-possession game. 9:52 left. Gamble trying to get it in. It's trouble. They get it in just in time.
Somebody.
And a steal! And a score! And a chance for a 3-point play to tie the game!
Someone's got to take charge here.
The Sailfish have all the momentum. From 18 down, they have a chance to even the score with 9:43 remaining.
16:54, an 18-point lead. We are just 7 minutes later, and it's all but 1 point been erased.
And Richard Schmidt says, I can't wait. Roberto Moreno comes back in playing with 4 fouls. You've already lost Vincent Biffle. You're playing tonight without Devon Colley, who is injured at Embry-Riddle. You're playing without Pat Bacon, the other point guard, who started the season and was injured after 3 games. And now, a chance to tie the score. Wow. Jasmine hits the free throw. 9:43 left, tied at 52.
7 minutes and 10 seconds. Erased an 18-point lead.
Gamble was going to dunk it. His shot is blocked. Going the other way. And a turnover at this end, it would appear. Yes, sir. It's going to be Timeout,
Wow.
Spartans. Gamble went for a dunk and had it blocked. And there is a timeout on the floor with 9:32 remaining. We're tied at 52, Jack Ike.
Well, let me tell you about the Courtyard by Marriott then, because if you
We might all want to stay there after
comfortable
this.
place to stay, it's located at 3805 West Cypress here in Tampa. It's the official host hotel of the Spartans. So when you visit, be sure to ask for the UT rate. You'll get huge savings. Courtyard by Marriott is simply refreshing. And did you know that our team has its own official orthopedic physicians? A big shout out to Dr. Seth Gasser and his Florida Orthopedic Institute and the Wilder Sports Medicine team. They keep our players safe and they provide athletic training services and medical care to UT student athletes.
An 8-0 run the last 55 seconds. And Palm Beach Atlantic has made 3 straight field goals. Meantime, 4 turnovers in the last minute 57 for the Spartans. They've missed 7 of their last 8 field goal attempts. They haven't had a basket the last 3.5 minutes. Only 3 turnovers for Palm Beach Atlantic this half, 10 for Tampa. 23 in the game to 19 in the game. How about David Balls' team? In his 6th year, the former Florida Gulf Coast coach. He was their first ever coach when they got the program started. That back in May of 2001 is when he was introduced.
I think they were a D2 team at the time.
They were. They brought in played a lot of big-name Division I schools when they went D1. But David Balls' story is just amazing. He was a student manager for Michigan's 1989 NCAA championship team. Did you know that?
No.
I did not know that until I read that either. I knew about his Florida Gulf Coast days, but he's out there coaching like crazy, and his team has overcome an 18-point deficit to tie the game.
Well,
and a whistle and a holding foul is called. It's only the 4th team foul on Palm Beach Atlantic, so no free throws.
somehow David Balzo convinced his team to not give up.
Yeah.
17 minutes to go in the game, down 18. He's like, no big deal.
The foul was on Barber, his second.
And they didn't just chip away slowly. They erased it in 7 minutes.
Well, full court pressure has really caused Tampa problems tonight. And the double team trapping all over the floor. That's just been the difference here. Moreno, a three-pointer Ibrahim. No good, front of the iron. Here comes Matt Johnson. Step through move, puts it up, and they lead it. Overcoming the 18-point deficit. Now the Spartans turn it over yet again. What is going on here in Tampa? Sailfish up by 2. They turn it over. Here comes Moreno. Lays it off the glass and in. We're tied at 54. For goodness sake. Both teams, 44 turnovers in this one. And there's still 8:40 left to play. Jeez. It's silly.
Yes.
Both coaches basically just don't know what the heck to do
no.
at this point. It's just like, guys, take care of the ball. A pretty move by Bakari Worthen, averaging 8.6 points a game. Worthen with 4 tonight. Just his second field goal. Moreno scoops it, no good.
Jeez.
Tipped up and around. Bellarmine had a finger on it, but it was hauled in by Paxton Wilson. Palm Beach Atlantic led by as many as 5 in the first half at the 13:48 mark. That seemed like an eternity ago.
Spartans went on a run shortly after that and just kept building up a more comfortable lead.
A three-point shot is short. Moreno, another rebound. His 4th. Moreno has 4 turnovers, 4 fouls, 4 assists, 4 rebounds to go with his 7 points. Spartans with a chance to tie or take the lead. Moreno kicks. Ibrahim. Back to Moreno for 3. Off the iron. Bellarmine off the glass and in. Bellarmine ties his career high with his 15th rebound. He's got 16 points. Still only 4 team fouls for Palm Beach Atlantic, 10 for Tampa. So they're shooting 2 free throws every time the whistle blows at this end of the floor. Matthew Johnson rises up and hits it over Ibrahim.
He's quietly worked his way to double digits.
Marco Downers at the scorer's table waiting to come in for Tampa. 3 players, including DeAndre Jackson, are at the scorer's table for Palm Beach Atlantic. In fact, 4 players now. Moreno scoops it up. Wow. No good. I think he was going to pass off. And then he gave it up, and now to the basket. 60-56 with 6:15 remaining. Sailfish by 4. Takes your voice away, doesn't it? Yes. Moreno tried to get it to Bellarmine. It's another turnover, number 25. And now, going the other way, the ball's loose, and it's going to be an offensive foul. That's a turnover. The call, as Brendan Baker held his ground, Moreno's going to get a breather here. He's just out of gas.
Yeah.
And timeout on the floor with 5:46 remaining, 60-56. Just to kind of get you updated, Jackson, the leading scorer for PBA, with 16 points. He has 6 rebounds. 11 points for Johnson, a perfect 5 of 5 from the floor in 20 minutes, and 10 points for Barber. He has 6 rebounds as well. Again, 20 turnovers for Palm Beach Atlantic, but Tampa way over that. 25 turnovers. Moreno with 5, Gamble with 4, Bellarmine with 4, Ibrahim with 4. Biffle had 7 and had a technical and is out of the game as he is fouled out in 23 minutes with only 6 points. The leading scorer is Bellarmine, 16 points, 15 rebounds. Again, the 15 boards tying his career high. Ibrahim with 12 points and 11 for Gamble. Ibrahim just 2 points away from his season high. His career high was 17.
Freak alert, Jalen. Not like a slips into baby talk when he's feeling insecure kind of freak. Not even a whittle bit. Jalen's a freak about hand-slicing all natural meats for every Jimmy John's sandwich he makes. Look at his unfettered joy. And not just for ham. You should see him with Capicola. Thank you, Jalen. Your meat freakiness means better sandwiches for all. Freaky fresh, freaky fast, Jimmy John's, freak yeah!
Marco Downer back in the lineup. And you got to give a little rest once in a while, even though you need a player back in.
Full court pressure.
And you got to keep Moreno from getting that 5th. That's why I worry every time he charges down the court.
3 by Baker. Around, no good. Tipped out, Moreno with it. Give Ibrahim credit. I think he went up and tipped that one away. Moreno, 5:20 left. Moreno in the lane. Tough shot, blocked. And now near travel by Momeka, but he held his ground. He didn't. To the basket, going for the dunk, no good. Rebound, Momeka puts it up, no good. Right there, Johnny on the spot, laying it up and in.
3 shots at the basket there. Biggest lead of the game for PBA.
Exactly. 6-point lead, 62-56. The double team trap has just caused nightmares for the Spartans. Ibrahim thought about a 3, gives it up to the 3-point shooter, Gamble. Too long. Out of bounds. It'll be Spartans ball, however. Bellarmine will be coming back in for Downer. .436 remaining. Inbound it comes to Baker. He gives to Moreno. Now it's Gamble. Gamble drives, and he is going to draw the foul in the act of shooting. Woo, boy. It would have only been Gamble's third. He's playing with 2. Right now, Moreno is playing with 4. Downer out there a moment ago has 3. Nobody else is in foul trouble. You've already lost Biffle with 5 fouls. For Palm Beach Atlantic, 3 players with 3 fouls. Moameka, Jasmine, and Worthen. Spartans haven't scored for 2 minutes, 41 seconds. That's over now as they get off of that number. They've been there a while. Trying to get back within 4. Gamble hit it. Stones dribbles out of trouble, keeps his dribble. This is DeAndre Jackson. 4:15 remaining. Sailfish by 4. Skip pass. And now a spin move, and he missed the dunk. Jasmine was short on the dunk, and now a whistle. And a blocking foul is called on Gamble. That'll be his third.
That's the right call.
2 free throws coming.
Now he took one off the elbow, I think. Left elbow. Or forearm.
Timeout here with 3:59 remaining. It's 62-58. 2 free throws coming up here momentarily.
Boy, just a night and day difference from the last game we did here about 10 days ago.
Yeah. Where both teams were filling the hoop like crazy.
Automatic.
The second half, give the credit to the Sailfish. They have shot 50% from the floor, 14 of 28. Haven't even made a 3-point shot in the second half. 2 of 13 overall for the game. They're 7 of 11 from the line. The Spartans 1 of 8 from deep in the half, 6 of 22, just 27% from the floor in the second half. But even more telling, 12 turnovers in this half, 25 in the game for the Spartans, where the Sailfish have done a better job turning it over only 4 times. Their total is 20. They had 16 in the first half. So David Balsa definitely told them to cut down on the turnovers and we'll have a chance to win. Fell behind by 18 and had the Spartans right where they wanted them, apparently. Still a lot of time for the Spartans to right the ship. But they can really not afford a whole lot of turnovers down the stretch here.
Somebody needs to step up and take the ball by the horns and hit some shots, too.
And I will, again, give a ton of credit to David Balzer and Evan Sizemore and the coaching staff in getting these players into a position where they're having success defensively. Yeah. They have a lot of length. They have a lot of size and a lot of athleticism. They're denying passing lanes. They're double teaming like crazy. And the Spartans have not been able to adjust. You have to be more protective of the basketball.
Yep.
Gamble just throwing it up a little wild, a little out of control. Here's Matthew Johnson going coast to coast, and he lays it up and in.
An 8-point lead.
Stunning. The 4-game win streak in jeopardy here for the Spartans. 3:35 to play, down 8. Do they have what's in them to rally the way the Sailfish did, down 18 earlier here in the half? Spartans are short-handed tonight. That's no excuse. Gamble for 3. Off the iron, no. Rebound by Worthen, and they can walk it across with 3:10 remaining. They're in good shape. DeAndre Jackson will just hold it out on top, and with 3 minutes left, the Sailfish looking for their first win in the SSC this year. Jackson scoops it up off the iron, no good. Bellarmine with another rebound. Career high, 16 rebounds for Bellarmine to go with his 16-point effort tonight. It is out of bounds. Gamble saying somebody deflected it. And the answer is no. David Balza came out to half court to make sure that the officials weren't going to be talked into it. They tried to bring in a player. He got to the scorer's table too late, Paxton Wilson. He'll sit down and come in next whistle. Wow. A chance for a double-digit lead here. And the Spartans look gassed.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't a lot of depth in the first place.
You're exactly right. Jackson. Oh, are you kidding? 10-point lead.
A 28-point swing in 15 minutes.
You are good with the math. I was about to say the same thing. Bellarmine is fouled. And a technical on Bellarmine. Well, that's just nail in the coffin kind of stuff. No time off the clock. You're letting them go down and shoot free throws, add to their lead before you get to shoot free throws.
You know, I think that it was just more of a frustration thing. I don't think he was complaining about the call or anything like that. It was just like, are you kidding?
Richard Schmidt is asking, why do that?
Yeah.
Bellarmine's trying not to pay attention, but that's just, there have been some plays tonight that you just go, that wasn't smart. And that was one of them.
Yeah.
The other technical foul was one of them, when you were up by 15. And Paxton Wilson to the line, makes both free throws. It's a 12-point deficit. Unbelievable the way this thing turned around in the second half. Cedric might have been in pain, feeling like, I was going to go up and dunk it, and I got hurt a little bit. But that's still not the time to slam the ball on the floor. He banks it in. And at this point, the Spartans will take any help they can get. Well, it'll be a great win for the Sailfish, who play at Eckerd on Saturday.
The Spartans get a week to think about this. And then we'll be home against Rollins a week from tonight.
Palm Beach Atlantic will win its fourth consecutive game. After losing 7 of their first 8, they'll get their record back to 5-7. The Spartans will fall to 2-3 in the Sunshine State Conference, 8-5 overall. They had won their last 4. They had scored 80 or more points in their last 5, and tonight it all fell apart in the second half. Steal by and that says it all. I'm not even going to say it. Ibrahim got it started with a steal and pushed it ahead, and that's the same as a turnover down there at the other end.
Correct. Would have made it 9, maybe not that big a deal, but you never know.
3-possession game, maybe.
Yeah.
Sailfish have shot 52% of the second half. The Spartans, 23% shooting, let alone all the turnovers. And it's now a 14-point lead. And they're not quitting on defense. Moreno, step-through move, puts it off the glass and in. 49.8, and timeout is called by Richard Schmidt. Or Justin Pecca, whoever's doing the coaching at this point. It looked like neither were too excited with what has happened here. 73-61 with 49.8 seconds.
We've seen some collapses over the years, but I think this one probably is the top one.
One of the tougher. There have been some late last-minute type losses that stand.
3 or 4 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah. Or even, I think there was one, if I'm not mistaken, last year, perhaps, down, or the Spartans were up 8 and still lost in regulation.
Yeah, with a minute to go or so.
Yeah, but bottom line here is...
This one just cascaded on them.
Yeah, that might have been Barry, if I'm not mistaken, last year, but I can't recall. But this one, with 25 turnovers, things to work on.
47 turnovers total. Foul on Gamble.
2 free throws coming. Not a lot of time off the clock, at least. That's a plus. Looking at how the Spartans got to where they are in the Sunshine State Conference, they lost at 21st ranked Florida Southern, 74-67. Lost at home to Berry, number 12 ranked at the time, 83-71. Then won 99-69 over Florida Tech. That was Richard Schmidt's 700th career coaching win. And then at Embry-Riddle, 85-73 on Saturday. But today is going to stick in the craw of this coaching staff and the players, I'm sure. 1 out of 2 made. Ibrahim thought about a 3. Moreno will shoot a 3. It's up and over the top and out of bounds. And that's really the last gasp. Richard Schmidt, by the way, signaled out to his players and said, fall back, we're not going to full court press here. We are conceding. With 32 seconds left, Casey Carpinello will dribble out most of the time away. There's a 6-second difference, game clock and shot clock. So the Sailfish will pick up their first SSC win after losing to Lynn on the road, and then at home to St. Leo and Rollins. They pick up a road win.
You know what? If he lets the clock run down, it's a turnover.
Yes, it is. Yeah, he'll shoot it.
All right.
He did shoot it. Tyler Wilson to the basket, puts it up and in. So the Spartans get to 63, and that's going to be the game. And final buzzer never sounded as the game clock and misfired.
Thank you.
They stopped it. Game ends. 26 turnovers for the Spartans, 21 for Palm Beach Atlantic, but the Sailfish get the win. Would you like to say anything about this game, my partner?
We'll see you next week.
Okay.
Wednesday when Rollins comes to town.
Yes, let's just do that. The leading scorer in the game for Tampa, by the way, Bellarmine, was 17 points and a career-high 16 rebounds off the bench. Leading scorer, Jackson, 21 points for Palm Beach Atlantic. Again, the Sailfish improved to 5-7. They've won 4 straight. The 4-game winning streak is over for Tampa. They fall to 8-5, 2-3 in conference play. PBA now 1-3 in the SSC. For Jack Ike, this is Scott Lynn. Thanks for sticking with us to the bitter end. 74-63, Palm Beach Atlantic over Tampa. You saw it all here on the SSC Digital Network.